Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another D-Man the Defenders video. Uh, in today's video, I thought I would go over uh, the Temple of TYR and more specifically the war game and just how to maximize like your gold output from it. So, um, this building here, like, if as you already know, it may like it gives you gold every 12 hours. So, and then some people, like, it may not seem like that. Like, it may seem like it gives you gold like a lot quicker, and sometimes the amount changes, or you lose your city early or something like that. But if you hold it for the entire time, it's every 12 hours, and you can actually control when that is. So in my case here, when you click on the city, you can see that little crown, that little like explosion thing around it. Do you see how it says like 9 hours, 44 minutes and 25 seconds? That means at the end of that timer, that's when I'll lose control of that city. And that's when, sorry, that's when it'll give me the gold that it gets from there, which is around 3.1 million. Now I've set it up so mine gives it to me at 8 p.m. my time and at 8 a.m. my time. So 8 or 8:01, and then at 8:01 p.m., 8:01 a.m. And I set my alarm for 12 hours at 8 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock p.m. and 8 o'clock a.m. And then I retake the city, and then then I get on with my day. And it's very important that you do this. Now, you may not be able to go on to level 7 here. Most likely you're going to be either taking over like the level 6s, or if you go to the second page here, you can even take over like the level 5s. Now, not many people know this, but if you click on any city, you see that little red thing with like with that sword going through that shield on the ground, like this little red mark here. This means you're gonna take over the city if you fight it instead of just looting. So if you click on this and you like, for you it won't say this. It like if you're just taking over a city for the first time, that day, it'll just let you like, if I hit okay, like this battle thing will pop up, and then I'll fight, right? Then once I fight, I will take over the city, and this city will now be mine. So if you take a look around, you always want to take a look and you see if there's any like sort of weak people here. So this one's like 419k rated, so like you wouldn't really fight him. But this person here, right? And this person might be a bot too. There's a lot of bots in the game. Not many people realize, but this person here is only 2,000 or 2.6k rated, right? Very anybody, like, even if you play in the game for like 2 days, you can fight this guy. You just hit the red thing, you battle, and then you take it over, and then that's it. And then that city is yours, which means that usually if you're low rated, well, depending on your server and depending on who knows about taking over the city, you can get away with keeping it. But that's how you randomly lose your city, where it's like you only had your city for like 3 hours, and all of a sudden you get the gold output from it, was because somebody took it over and the 12 hours didn't come up. Now, from my experience, what I've noticed is that usually the top, like, somebody's going to take this guy over for sure. There's no way he's going to be able to hold it for the full 12 hours. Because I know the people on my server, they know how to take over the city. As soon as they wake up or finish work or whatever, they're going to come and take it over, right? So you want to, and if you click on it too, right, you can click that little button to see. So this guy has already had it for like a few hours already, right? He's already had it for like, what, 2 hours and like 19 minutes. So at the end of that, right, that's when he's going to actually get the gold output unless somebody takes it over early. Now, like I said, from my experience, it's better, even if you're new, to focus like on the level 5s, because usually there's a lot of level 5s available for the buildings, and not too many people that are in the level 5s know that you can take over the city. So even if you take over it, they don't know how to get it back besides just looting you. So this guy here, like, 3,000, right? Like, he has and the higher level it is, the more gold output. So like if you look at the level 7 first, it says 262k, right, per hour. And the level 6s give you 194, and then I believe the level 5s here, the level 5s here give you 130, and then so and so forth. But no matter what, even if let's say you click on this level 5 here, right, and let's pretend this guy was a high rate and he can't take over the city, you can go to here, and like I said, you can look at it when it's, so you can even go around and just click in all these random, usually if it has a bubble, it means they just took it over. So you can click on it and you can see, okay, 9 hours. Yeah, you can just see, like, because sometimes one will be coming up, right, and like a lot sooner, like it'll say like 2 hours or something like that, or 1 hour, and then you can take it over. But let's say like if you want to control, if you want like your own city that you just keep retaking over and over at a set time where nobody's going to come and take it over early, it's usually best to go for the level 4s. Now you can always find a level 4, like it'll keep going down. All these will be level 4. See, there's an empty one there. If you just keep going down, you're for sure find a level 4. And even if see, there's 2 free here, right? Even if you don't find a level, let's say they were all full, right, and you go to the very last page, and you've gotten to the last page when you see that little red circle. Now if you're on a new server, that red circle will be a lot earlier on, like it'll be on page like 4 or something like that if the server is like brand new. And as the server grows, as you guys get more people, and as it matures, it will move from like page 4 being the last page to page 5, page 6, page 7, and so forth. And let's say if it's like on the 5th page, right, the first page won't be level 7 because this is a matured server. So if your server is new, the first page here, the highest one might be only level 4, and the rest of it, like these ones will be all level 3s. If you go to page 2, these ones all might be level 3s and 2s, right? And so on. So like it takes time for your server to get like the level 5 buildings, the level 6 buildings and such. But even if you go to the very last page here, as long as you hit this little refresh button at the top, see, even this one here, this level 4 is empty, right? You should never ever take over a level 2 or a level 3, assuming you're on a mature server, and just keep hitting refresh. See, there's another one that's free, and there's another one that's free there. See, this one here, even though this level 3 is free, I would not take it over because that's only 48k per hour, right? As long as you keep hitting refresh, you'll always, no matter what, you'll always find there'll always be free. Like in this one, 76k per hour, right? And let's say if you take it over, right, don't just take it over at a random time. Like look what time it is, like right now. Like right now for me it is 10:24 a.m., right? So 10:24 a.m. like yeah, I might not like that because I might not be up at 10:24 p.m., even though I'm guessing most people will be, since because of this COVID thing. But so like in this case, you may want to wait till like, you may have to sacrifice a little bit of gold and wait till maybe like 6 p.m. or something. But if you take it over at 6 p.m., then it's going to be 6 a.m., right? And if you're not up that early, then wait till like 7 p.m. and take it over then that way it'll be 7 a.m. Or if you're not up at 7 a.m., then you can take it over at 8 like I have. Like that way it's 8 p.m. and then 8 a.m. And if you're going to be looting, too, like, you know, for the daily quest where you have to loot the buildings, always do the maximums. You see how this one's only 57? This is a level 5 building, right? But it's only 57,000. It's not the maximum that you can get. Same with this one here. Actually, I think the 78. Yeah, I think this is 78 for this building is the maximum. So each building has a different set maximum. So you know, because it's a level 5 and it's at 39,000, it's not the maximum. So you're basically going to keep looking for like ones that's like the maximum, right? And for the level 6 buildings, it's 116,000. So this is not the maximum for this one. So let's go take a look at. No, that's not even the maximum. See, this one here is the maximum, 116,000. Then you would loot this guy for your daily quest, and you can do that like 3 times every time that the server resets, right? So you always want to look for the maximum. And if you happen to have people, like I have a friend that plays, so she will like apply to my city, and then I say okay, and then so that way she gets like 135 per hour or whatever. And if people do apply, I do accept too. So if you're on the server and stuff, like anybody that applies to join the city, if you don't want to deal with like you know, if you don't want to deal with having to do that, but then you have to set your time to like my time though, like if that makes sense, because she always like she has her alarm set too. So like as soon as like it becomes like 8:01, I see that she applies, and then I hit right away. And that way, because she's very low rated, so that way she doesn't have to deal with like you know, looking for a level 5 city or something like that. But anyways, I just wanted to let people know that you can see how long you're going to have the building for, so to take over, or it can just fight and take over by hitting that red button there, and then you can just fight, and when you do, you take over the city. That's usually why you see the same people always occupy like building the level 7, and as well as all the level 6s on your server. Yeah, that's basically it. And if you do this, it will maximize like the gold that you get every 12 hours, and that way you're not just randomly losing your city, especially if you just go for the level 4s and stuff like that. But like I said before, the level 5s, if you're like a lower level, right? Let's say if you're like this guy's 275k, like that's pretty high. But like if you're somebody like this, right? The level 5s, you can usually take it over and hold it for the full 12 hours, because like I said, usually people that are taking the level 5s, they don't know that they can just take over the city by fighting. Like not many people know that for whatever, because it doesn't really explain, right? Like but like yeah, you can usually take over like the city, and nobody will like come and take it for you, so you can hold it for the full 12 hours, and then that way you can set your own schedule, and that way you can maximize like the gold that you get. All right, then that's basically it for this video. Thank you very much.